Hi, it's Dr. Terrell Curry, Avery Pastologist, which means I'm a licensed psychologist and an ordained minister. And this is take two. I tried to go live and we had some technology issues. You couldn't hear what I was saying. I am at the Arts and Artisans Festival in Mystic, Connecticut, and I wanted to come on and give you the Sunday dose of inspiration. And to begin with, I really want to share a quote with you from Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God. It is so easy to be hopeful in the daytime when you can see the things you wish on. But it was night. It stayed night. Night was striding across nothingness with the whole round world in his hands. They sat in company with the others in other shanties, their eyes straining against cruel walls and their souls asking if he meant to measure their puny might against his. They seemed to be staring at the dark, but their eyes were watching God. I've been thinking recently about the storms in our lives, and I've thought a lot about what's going on in Texas and other places with Hurricane Harvey. And my heart is saddened when I look around and I see the loss of lives and the loss of businesses and the multiple areas that have been destroyed by the hurricane. But it's also saddened by the number of people who choose to engage in the negativity around this storm and who stand in judgment of others. But I'm also delighted to see how many people have come together to appreciate one another's shared humanity and to help one another regardless of race, creed, color, sexuality, or any of our differences. But it's made me think a lot about how do we handle the storms in our lives and who do we watch? Do we watch for God? Do we watch for the sacred in the midst of the storms? And so I invite you, when you are surrounded by the storms of your life, keep your eyes focused on the sacred. So how do you do that? Well, I suggest you do that by thinking about what you will watch. Often when disaster hits, whether it's in our lives, individually or collectively, we tend to focus and look only at the negative that's going on. And we don't see the positive things that are happening even in the midst of our storms. And so I invite you to watch the positive things. And if you're watching the negative things, see what you can learn from them rather than letting them suck you in more and more and more. So what do you watch? You watch for things that are going to promote you and move you forward instead of pulling you backwards and drowning you in the midst of the storm. And then who do you watch? You watch for the people who can be resources for you, the people who've been through what you have gone through, who can help pull you along in the midst of the storm. So you watch for those people. But even when you watch for the who, you're also watching for the multiple ways that the sacred shows up. So the who is also the sacred that you're watching for. And the who means that you're going to go deep within and see, what does the sacred have to say to me in terms of how I should move forward in life? The sacred is there to guide you, protect you, to heal you, to encourage you, to comfort you. So the who should be to keep your eyes focused on the sacred. So that's the what, and that's the who. And then why do you watch? The why is because you need to be assured that the sacred will never ever leave or forsake you. And as long as you are holding on to that foundation that lies deep within you, you're going to be okay through your storm. You watch because it is your security blanket. You watch because it is your foundation. Why? You watch so that you have something to hold on to and you're not just blowing around in the wind. But I want to say this to you. In order for you to know that it's the sacred that you are watching, you have to put practice into place long before the storms come. So if you don't have something to anchor you right now, I suggest that you get a practice of focusing on the sacred, spending time with the sacred, whatever that is for you, so that when the storms come, the why is I'm holding on to the thing, to the power, to the being that's going to help get me through this. I can't do it alone. And then the when. So you have the what, the who, the why, and when. The when is all the time. Your eyes should always be watching the sacred, because that's how you make it through. We don't just watch the sacred during the hard times. We watch the sacred even in the good times, because watching it in the good times, watching the sacred in the good times, will get you familiar with the multiple ways that the sacred can show up in your life. It will get you familiar with the voice of the sacred, so that you can rule out anybody else's voice that's contrary to what you know is right for you. Your eyes must always be watching the sacred. So if you are going through storms right now in your life, whether they're physical, psychological, or even spiritual, your eyes must watch the sacred. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do share this video. Please write a comment to me also in the section below. And I will see you next time for Sunday Dose of Inspiration. Bye-bye.